Have you ever wondered why two people can face the exact same problem and one of them breaks down while the other grows stronger from it? The difference is not luck. The difference is karma. And today, you're going to learn the 12 laws that explain it while sharpening your English at the same time. Stay till the end, because law number 7 might completely change how you use your time. Most people hear the word karma and think of punishment as if it's some invisible judge waiting to catch you doing wrong. But that's a shallow understanding. Karma simply means cause and effect. Every choice you make sends out a ripple, and that ripple eventually returns to you in some shape. Your thoughts shape your mood shapes your words shape your relationships, your habits shape your future. None of this is mystical, it's just how life works. Today we'll walk through 12 practical laws of karma. As we go, I'll highlight useful English vocabulary, words like asterisk consequence, mindset, discipline, awareness, and consistency. Say them out loud with me as we go, because speaking builds fluency faster than silent reading ever will. Let's dive in. Law 1, the law of cause and effect. Nothing happens in isolation. Whatever energy you put out into the world eventually finds its way back to you, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but rarely never. Think of it like cooking. You can't throw random ingredients into a pot and expect a 5-star meal. What you put in determines what comes out. Kindness produces goodwill, dishonesty produces mistrust, effort produces results, neglect produces regret. Picture two coworkers. One arrives early, double-checks their work, and helps teammates when they're stuck. The other cuts corners and blames the system when projects fail. Fast forward a year, one earns a promotion, the other wonders why nothing ever works out for them. That's not chance. That's cause and effect playing out in real time. English tip: practice the phrase, what goes around comes around. A common idiom that captures this exact law. Law 2, the law of active creation. Life doesn't improve because you hope hard enough. It improves because you build it brick by brick. A lot of people sit and wait for motivation to strike, for the right moment, for someone else to hand them an opportunity. But motivation is unreliable. Momentum, on the other hand, comes from motion. Say your goal is to become conversational in English. Watching lesson after lesson without ever opening your mouth is like reading recipe books without ever turning on the stove. You'll understand the theory, but you won't taste the result. Start absurdly small if you have to. Describe your breakfast in English, narrate your commute in your head, record a 30-second voice note daily. These tiny actions compound. In 3 months, that tiny habit becomes a genuine skill. English tip: try using the phrase progress, not perfection, as your daily reminder. Law 3, the law of honest reflection. You cannot repair a problem you refuse to acknowledge. This law asks you to look in the mirror without flinching, not to criticize yourself harshly, but to see clearly. I get defensive when someone gives me feedback is a more useful sentence than everyone is too sensitive with me. Imagine a doctor who refuses to look at an X-ray because they're afraid of bad news. The illness doesn't disappear, it just goes untreated. The same applies to our habits, our tempers, our procrastination. For English learners specifically, instead of saying, "I'm just bad at languages," try saying, "My speaking is still developing and I'm working on it." One sentence keeps you stuck. The other opens a door. English tip: learn the phrase, "I own that," a modern way to say, "I accept responsibility." Law 4, the law of inner transformation. You can't force the world to change. You can only change how you show up in it, and surprisingly, that shifts everything else. If your surroundings feel chaotic, ask what part of that chaos you can control. You may not be able to silence a noisy environment, but you can train your focus. You may not be able to change a difficult relative, but you can decide not to absorb their negativity. Growth is often invisible day to day. Think of bamboo. For the first few years, almost nothing seems to happen above the soil. Then suddenly it shoots up rapidly because the roots had been quietly strengthening the whole time. Your discipline, your patience, your vocabulary, they're all doing the same underground work before the visible growth appears. English tip: use under the surface to describe progress that isn't obvious yet. Law 5, the law of ownership. You are not always responsible for what happens to you, but you're always responsible for how you respond. This isn't about self-blame, it's about reclaiming your power. 2 students fail the same test. One says, "Wise, the exam was unfair." The other says, I underprepared, next time I'll start revising earlier. Only one of them is positioned to improve. If you don't have a native English speaker to practice with, that's a real limitation, but it isn't a dead end. You can talk to yourself, narrate your day, or record and replay your own voice. The excuse-free learner almost always outpaces the one waiting for perfect conditions. English tip: practice saying, "That's on me," as a casual way to admit fault. Law 6, the law of ripple effects. Small actions are rarely as small as they seem. Repeated daily, they eventually define your entire life. One skipped workout means nothing. A year of skipped workouts means something entirely different. One day without English practice won't hurt you. Months of avoidance will. Think of compound interest in a savings account. The first month's growth looks negligible, but leave it running for years and the numbers become dramatic. Your habits function exactly the same way, good or bad. They compound quietly until one day the result is undeniable. English tip: the phrase "adds up over time" perfectly describes this law. Law 7, the law of directed attention. Where your attention goes, your energy flows, and where your energy flows, results eventually follow. We live in an age of constant pings and scrolls. Trying to improve 5 skills simultaneously usually means mastering none of them. Sunlight spread across a field warms it gently. Sunlight focused through a lens can start a fire. Concentrated effort behaves the same way. If English fluency is your target this month, don't try to fix your grammar, accent, vocabulary, and writing all at once. Pick one, say, speaking, and give it your full attention for 2 weeks. Depth beats width almost every time. English tip: asterisk, laser-focused, is a great phrase to describe this kind of concentrated effort. Law 8, the law of generosity. Believing in good values means nothing if your actions don't reflect them. Generosity isn't only about money. It includes your patience with a struggling coworker, your encouragement to someone learning something new, your willingness to listen without judging. When you're kind to a beginner instead of mocking their mistakes, you're not just being nice, you're actively shaping the kind of environment you want to live in. If you're learning English alongside others, resist the urge to laugh at mispronunciations. Everyone starts somewhere. Encouragement costs you nothing and often comes back to you when you need it least expected. English tip: learn the expression, pay it forward, doing good for someone because good was once done for you. Law 9, the law of present action. Yesterday is finished. Tomorrow hasn't arrived. The only place karma can actually be created is right now. People often trap themselves in 2 prisons, replaying old regrets or fearing hypothetical futures. Both prisons steal energy from the one place you actually have power, this moment. If you've wasted years without learning English, that thought won't get you anywhere, but 5 focused minutes today will. Present action always outperforms past regret or future anxiety. English tip: try the phrase "seize the day," a classic reminder to act now. Law 10, the law of repeated lessons. If the same problem shows up again and again, life isn't being unfair, it's waiting for you to learn something. Recurring conflicts, recurring procrastination, recurring disappointment, these patterns usually point to an unlearned lesson. Maybe it's boundaries, maybe it's discipline, maybe it's consistency. An English learner who repeatedly quits after 2 days of practice isn't bad at languages. They simply haven't built the habit of consistency yet. Once that lesson is learned, the same old pattern stops repeating. English tip: asterisk, history repeats itself until you change the script. Law 11, the law of patient effort. Meaningful results take time. There's no shortcut around consistent practice. We live in a world obsessed with instant results, yet real skill building, whether it's fitness, finance, or fluency, follows the same slow curve. 10 minutes of daily English practice looks insignificant on day 1. By month 6, it's hours of accumulated experience and noticeably sharper conversation skills. Patience isn't passive waiting. It's continuing to show up even when the results aren't visible yet. English tip: asterisk, good things take time. Keep this phrase in your back pocket for tough days. Law 12, the law of meaningful impact. No action is too small to matter. You don't need a massive platform to inspire someone. A single honest attempt, speaking broken English confidently, admitting a mistake gracefully, helping a stranger patiently. can quietly influence someone else more than you'll ever know. You don't have to be flawless to be valuable. You just need to keep showing up with effort and sincerity. So here they are 12 simple but powerful reminders that your life is built moment by moment through your own choices. Plant better habits, own your reactions, stay present, be patient, and remember that even your smallest efforts count. If this video helped you think differently and maybe polish your English a little in the process, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep practicing, keep growing, and keep showing up for yourself one day at a time.